Hello everybody. I had the privilege of seeing Project Hail Mary early, and during the lead up to this, I had one huge question. Does Project Hail Mary really live up to the rave reviews, to the hype? And let me tell you, you're gonna have to watch this video to find out. Now, this mostly will be spoiler free, but when I do delve into spoilers, I will give you a timestamp and a warning. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy this review. As I mentioned previously, Project Hail Mary has debuted to rave reviews. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd average. Now, these ratings did raise my expectations by quite a lot, but as I always do, I stepped into that IMAX theater and put my expectations aside. And wow! Not only was Project Hail Mary amazing, it, for me, exceeded my expectations. To begin with, the visuals for this movie are absolutely stunning. I am begging you that you have to see this movie in IMAX. Multiple times my jaw was just on the floor and I was getting teary-eyed just from the visuals alone. Especially during all the scenes in space. They just looked absolutely breathtaking. Like, people are going to be jealous in the future that they didn't get to see this in theaters. So I am telling you, now is your chance to go see a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Like, this is the 2020's Interstellar. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, moving on from that, I'd like to talk about the plot. Ryan Gosling's character, Ryland Grace, is on this journey to save our son from dying, and along the way he meets an alien. That's all I'll say for now, but the way Project Hail Mary navigates through Grace and this alien story is so well written and edited that it made me cry multiple times. The last thing I'd like to talk about before I get into spoilers is the pacing. Now, Project Hail Mary clocks in at about 2 hours and 36 minutes. However, this movie's pacing makes it feel like it's only an hour and 30, which should be classified as sorcery. My only negative about the pacing is how the middle part does slow down a bit, but other than that, that's all I have to say. Now, if you haven't seen Project Hail Mary, please skip to this timestamp, for I will be going into spoilers now. Anyways, you have been warned. How the heck did Phil Lord and Chris Miller make me cry over a pile of moving rocks? These evil mother truckers planted emotional seeds just to use them as bullets in the third act. Like, during the scene where Rocky's talking about how he watched his crew die and he can't even do anything about it to help them, and that's why he likes to watch Grace sleep, so he makes sure that doesn't happen to him. What the heck? That's not fair. You can't just pull that out on me for no reason. And then during the scene where Rocky and Grace are talking about, like, the planet, Rocky talks about his mate, and Grace asks how long they've been together, and Rocky says 100 years, and he's like, wow, that's a long time, and he says, not long enough. And then in the third act, when Grace realizes that Rocky's in danger, and he talks about how he'll never get to see his mate again, and then goes back to save him, oh my gosh, freaking tears started flowing down my face, like a freaking dam just broke, and all hell was released, like, whoa. And then the visuals of how, like, the inky blackness of space turns into that glittery red and, like, green as, like, they mess with, like, the protons and crap. Oh, that looked so freaking good. Literally worth another trip to the theater just to see that scene again in IMAX, because holy cow did that look amazing. But especially, like, the third act, too, when he's, like, holding on to the protons in that little package that Rocky made, and, like, the string, like, flings off to the side, and he's like, danger, 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 don't do that, don't sacrifice yourself. And then freaking Grace jumps for it, and it looks like he's about to die, and then he makes it. My heart was absolutely pounding in my chest, because you can't just play with my emotions like that after building such a freaking bond between these two. And then after Grace makes it safely into the ship, we see him, like, slam against the wall, and he, like, passes out, and Rocky gets out of, like, his little ball, actively risking his own life to save Grace's. And after Grace wakes up, he finds, like, Rocky in his little cage, and he looks dead. After all that, and Grace decides to go save Rocky, and we get the scene of him in the house, and it seems like he's back on Earth with Rocky, apparently. And, like, he feels like the waves, and then you get the realization that they're actually on Rocky's planet. This is just like a simulation, a little habitat for him to live in. And he talks about the scientists have Project Hail Mary ready to leave again. He's like, I'll have to think about it for a long time. He's like, yes, think about very long. I feel so maternal to that stupid rock for many reasons, and too many that I can't list in this video, but holy cow, will I die for freaking Rocky. But anyways, after that we get the parallel to the classroom scene with Rocky's speeches, and then it just cuts to credits after that. That's cinema. That is cinema! Anyways, after talking about spoilers, I'm going to give Project Hail Mary a score. Now, overall, I would give Project Hail Mary a 9.5 out of 10. I could see this moving to a 10 out of 10 on a second watch, but hey, only time will tell. For now, I'll see you later, and keep on dreaming, dreamers. Bye!